Yeah, absolutely. No, that makes sense to me.
But the park staff was getting nervous and we went back to council chamber.
We are, I do have the streaming on.
Oh, sorry. It's okay. Is it muted though?
Yeah.
There you go. Hi, Suzanne.
We can't hear you.
Just a second.
You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hey. How are you
It
doing
didn't-
today?
I'm good. It didn't require me to put any codes in. I just went straight in, just to let you know.
I thought it's sick.
I can hear you. It's a little bit choppy.
That's we've
Oh, is it?
heard. We've heard that's an issue. Like I've heard it from others, not just in this room, that it's,
Oh,
the sound isn't always clear going back to the person online.
I'm so
I'm-
sorry.
I added closed captions to it, so hopefully that will
That's a good
fix
idea.
that.
That's a great idea. Carol, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can't make my video show up, so you don't get to see my lovely face unless I can figure it out.
That is fine.
Oh, we
I am
muted.
gonna have to leave a little early too, because then I've got to log into the planning commission meeting.
Well, we appreciate you coming.
Yes, thank you.
We've got a couple minutes before we'll get started. I just want to make sure that everybody was up and running.
I'm going to turn my video off because I just had a dog just jump on the bed and it's just stuff. So I'm going to turn the video off for a second, but I'll listen.
My cat always joins up any meetings I'm on. I just expect my cat to be part of the meetings.
I have somebody that same thing, and it's every Monday, and we'll be talking, and all of a sudden a cat tail will go by the screen. I'm like, oh, your cat's here. How many do you have, Jody?
I just have one now. I used to have more, but he definitely feels like he should be in every meeting. Zoom or Zooms or whatever.
Oh my God, I love it so much on YouTube once we start. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that.
Right.
We are on and
We are on.
Great.
My cat was like freaked out by how hard it was raining this morning, which was really scary because usually he doesn't care, but I think it was the direction it was coming.
was it really loud? Was it early?
Yeah, it was really,
Yes.
it was like hitting the window, I think, right by his and cat trees in front of the window and I think it's like right there.
I got up and got coffee and sat down in my chair and put my blanket on and my dog's got in my lap and we just kind of listened to the rain. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Cats. So silly that I called my dogs my cats. Guess maybe I've been here all day.
Yes. Hey, no judgment here, I'll tell you.
Hey, how are you? Hey Sheridan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I am running later than expected, so figured I would jump on here.
Okay, that sounds great. Are you just gonna stay on for the whole meeting?
Yeah, I should be there by 5:30,
Okay,
so I'll be here until I arrive in person.
I see what you're saying. Got it.
Yes, that would be great, because
Okay.
so far, it is. Okay, well, we've got 3, now 4 Sheridans on there.
And Lauren's here.
Oh, Yeah,
So we got.
perfect, look at you coming in.
Or five.
Love it. Yes. Mine's done good. Okay, great.
Carpet, it's all stuff.
Yeah. Perfect. You.
Okay, everybody who's on, can you hear us and see us?
Yes.
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 Perfect. Wonderful. Well, we will call our Wednesday, March 4th, 2026 meeting for the Arts and Culture Commission into order. I think we did this last time. I liked that the roll call. So I think that's great. Megan, may we start with you?
Sure, Megan, staff.
Kristen, staff?
Jody Carson, visitor from Historical Land Main Street.
Perfect. Shatrine Craig, Arts and Culture Commission.
Julie Matheson, Arts and Culture Commission. Lauren Meany, Arts and Culture Commission.
Carol
Nice.
Bright, City Council Liaison.
And
Sheridan
English.
Corey, commission member.
Suzanne, Suzanne Wells, member, commission member.
Brilliant. Thank you all. Appreciate that. We've got a call in and we have Charity and Christine had other plans today. So this is, I think, our group and we're ready to go. So now it's time. Did everyone get a chance to look over the minutes so we can work towards an approval?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, motion by,
And I second.
excellent. And we got Lauren, so motion by Julie, approval by Lauren. Thank you very much. And now we've got some time for public comments. Does anyone have any public comments? Anything, Julie? Good. Carol, is there anything fun that you want to share public comment wise?
Nope, I got nothing.
All right, thanks so much. All right, well, thank you for that time. Okay, so now we are going to move on to, it looks like programming. We've got some things lined up for 2026, which is so exciting. So we can kick that off with Music in the Park. And I don't know, we talked last month, I know, Suzanne, you had headed that up, but we talked about dividing it out and maybe doing a few less days. Is that what we remember? Is that what you all remember? Okay, so do we want to run over, what kind of details are we thinking?
Well, I think Suzanne talked about it last month, but I think what we were gonna talk about here was the budgeting, because we kind of brought it up last month. But we never really came to a decision about how we were going to fund our
Okay.
programming that didn't come directly from the percent for the arts
Yeah.
budget. And so I think we talked a little bit about, the only thing we really decided on, if I remember correctly, was the art show reception. Charity has a contact at Market of Choice, and so she was going to talk to them about donating, just donating the charcuterie board.
Yes,
and
yes.
Refreshments and that sort of thing. But outside of that, I think we still have a budget of, what was it, like $700 or something in programming costs that we were, we've kind of thrown around ideas about getting local businesses in Westland to, step up and sponsor with, in exchange for putting their logos on some signage at these events, just thanking our sponsors on signage at these events, that sort of thing. So I think we've kind of talked about it, but we never really came up with anything. So I think that's what we were going to do this time, is just come up with a plan, come up with a couple of businesses that we would want to approach, and come up with some sort of a flyer that talks about what we do, what we're asking businesses to do in terms of, provide funds, maybe it's $200 per business or something like that, in exchange for, getting their logo and thanking them as a sponsor at some of these events.
I have one question.
Yeah.
So like for the activities you do with our department, we've got that covered. We've got it into our budget. So And I also wanted to throw that, out. I don't know about library for certain, but I can speak for ours, like when we're doing the holiday craft fair. But I would wonder if it's not a sponsor, if it's a donor. I was wondering if there was a voice should be
Yes,
talk about that, like,
yes.
about that, it just might, it's different.
I think rules are
Right?
different, yes.
I think so.
I think the word donor.
Can we say donor and then, but still then honor them with like,
Oh, you got-
do
yeah.
their logo and such, so that, okay.
Yeah, it's a donation to the program.
No, but I think that's great.
Yeah.
And then,
maybe kind of divide and conquer.
Yeah.
I'm happy to come up with a flyer and the language around that and share it with the group via email.
That'd be
until we get it
great.
finalized.
That'd
And
be
maybe
great.
we just divide and conquer, and each, identify a business that we want to approach that they can know in the community in.
I think
I-
another issue, we don't have an account number to deposit that money into
Right.
other than, so I don't think you're trying to generate a massive amount.
Yeah.
I would find out how much money you really need. Like, so if you look at the events, the ones that we are sponsoring, we can cover that. If we know the library puts any money in or not, if there's like, then we know that you may only need a couple $100 or $300, and then you kind of cap it at that until you figure out your next events for next year where you may need more.
Okay.
Am I thinking of that right? Because we don't have a place to hold
Yeah.
money ongoing to build
Exactly.
that.
So to go back, the Holiday Bazaar is a parks program.
Correct.
So you,
Got it covered.
you would have it covered. So
Okay.
if there were things that Christine needed, we have a budget. for
Yeah,
that.
she would have covered that.
Okay.
But say you got like $200 more from what we had already allocated, then you could add, you know what I mean? You could make it more.
Yeah, okay.
I
Does
have,
that make sense?
I have a question. Is the concerts in the park also through the parks? So that also would be covered under there?
We do it, Alicia, but I don't know. yet.
Yeah, I don't know what cost, so I haven't seen cost for what you guys purchased to take to that. Because you're there advertising it's a little bit different, but we could talk about that. I don't have the cost of what
I'm
that
not trying
is.
to look and.
So I know that we pulled that budget together, that was a couple months ago. And I don't-
Yeah, and I don't know that we.
We didn't have
Suzanne, what did-
hold, if I could speak, we didn't have a budget last year for anything in the concerts in the park, so everything we did was out of our pocket. So other than so for instance, the coloring tablecloth and the coloring pins, which I purchased extra of those, and we've had donations of different things. I had a whole bunch of stuff. We have pine cones, that kind of thing. So all of those things that we were doing to entertain the children so that they come, and learn about the show, that is all coming out of, so we didn't have a budget for anything. So if we were going to continue to do something to the effect of an art table, ideally would be an art project of something simple. So Clackamas Arts Alliance came one day and they did their project at our table, which kind of worked for us. And I'm wondering if they'll do that again, but that we didn't have a budget last year for the concerts.
And I think the library helped with the flyers and the posters.
Correct.
Yes, you're gracious and printed those, yes.
So maybe we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Maybe I just wanted to kind of bookmark that and not forget about it until we all of a sudden got to summer and we were like, oh, shoot. So maybe we just bring that budget back up again. And I'm sorry, I should have prepared to bring that, but I know that we brought it up, because you pulled the numbers together for us, Kristen, this was a couple of months ago.
It was $700 or $800 and
Yeah.
most of that was from the art show.
Okay.
And I remember that Megan had said that she feels very strongly that we do not use
Right.
city money for that,
Right.
for refreshments.
Right.
So
okay.
that's something that we can, or you guys can possibly ask Market of Choice to donate.
Yeah, okay. So maybe it is just a matter of asking Market of Choice to donate the food and refreshments for that event
Right.
and everything else is covered.
Well,
But it'd be good to kind of pull that spreadsheet up and
Yeah.
just designate in the last column.
right,
Parks and Rec,
yeah, who
library,
is,
Market of Choice, just so you have
yeah,
that.
and see if there's gaps, and like, we'll need I need to know how much, like, for the concerts in the park.
Yes.
Is that something,
Okay,
we're trying to I think that was the hard part when I came on, is I think that's where this group wants to go, but there hasn't been dedicated funding, so we're trying to figure it out, but if the programs continue to grow, which is great,
Yeah,
that's where we're gonna have to look at a supplemental. So, Arts in the Park were new last year, so if we add 2 or 3 more on, we're gonna maybe need to figure out some
Yeah.
support.
great. Yeah. So Shatrine, maybe you and I just offline pull up that spreadsheet and go through and
Mhm.
update it and then
Yes.
present it next month.
Yes,
So
yeah.
everybody is on board with.
And I found it,
Oh.
and, cause I didn't actually have it, and it wasn't in our Google Drive, so I'm literally adding it to our Google Drive right now.
Okay.
So we can finalize Google Drive. I know, no. I just hadn't even seen it, so I was like, oh, there it is. So now we've got it, and what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna title it, so it says ACC 2026, budget worksheet program. Just, yeah, so we've got that, and it looked like in here for the holiday stuff, it had $400. I'm gonna drop it in here, so we just got it. I wanna
I
make sure.
mean, any donations you get offset, obviously, so it's not a bad thing. I just didn't want us to get like thousands of dollars.
Oh,
and
yeah,
not be-
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we'll just update it and then present it next month.
Yep, that's perfect.
And just say, okay, and then we can tuck it away as a reference for.
Yes. And we can also earmark, I do think having a donor flyer.
Yeah.
Explaining is great, because then anybody that's interested, they love arts, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
So, and we could put it in the Google Drive, so any of us could have it if we're gonna go meet with somebody. Does that sound good to y'all? Like, make it available, so if you're like, hey, I've got somebody, or we need it to fall back on.
Yeah.
That would be great, so.
I would suggest trying to find a donor for some of the printing.
That's not, yeah, we can absolutely do
Yeah.
that.
So we could even talk to FedEx office.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Dan, were you gonna say something?
Yes, one of the things that probably would be super helpful for promoting is a much larger signage that that had for the art show rather than smaller ones. So if we could get that donated, something with the QR code, I don't think it was easily seen, people walking by. The other thing is there's a lot of uh, just the ability to promote. I know during the shows, they came on and they gave an announcement of things, and they thanked certain donors. Um, During those announcement times, if they announced the art show, that would be another way that's, no cost to get this. So the point of being at the concert is to promote. So what are ways we can promote, which is just besides having kids come to the table and talking to their parents, which is really what that point was the draw. So and we're not doing as many shows this year so I think we were only going to do 3 or 2, not as
Yeah.
many of those. So we wouldn't need as much supplies as far as art activities, but we probably need bigger and better signage and more, kind of more that I don't know. One of the things that happened that was really good is Charity, she just went out into the crowd. She just took the flyers that we did have and talked to people and everything. That was great. That was the best part, and telling them what we were doing. So that again didn't. And then I think the library next to us, they had some free books and stuff that they were giving out. So we got people coming over to us from them. So that was good.
So maybe we just approach, FedEx office, or if anybody knows of a local printer here in Westland that would be able to help us with printing flyers. Maybe printing, some foam core, 2x3 signs that we can put on easels at some of these events. So instead of having somebody write a check, maybe it's just get a printer to donate
Mhm.
those
There is-
materials.
Isn't there a sign company out of Westland?
Not too much of a city.
Yeah, it's Oregon City, and then, UPS, they do, she has some signs, they have some signs that
Yeah,
they'll
it just seems like there was a local family that owned a signage.
Shelley Wells.
Yep,
Used
that's-
to, yeah.
She still does, she still
Yeah.
works there.
She's still working at, it's like Fast Signs or
Yes.
something like that, but she's a local rep and she lives here in the community.
And
So she might be.
the
able-
person who owns it lives in Westland,
Oh,
or they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
We use stuff and.
I'm happy
If you
to,
know them,
I'm
yeah.
happy to approach Shelley and see if we could get all of our printed materials donated, signs,
That'd be really,
thanking our donors, that sort of thing.
It could be fun too, just an idea, almost taking the sponsorship approach, but that's not what we're doing, is if you had a list of all the events and what the costs were for, and people might say, oh, I wanna cover the cost for whatever.
We could have,
you know?
yes, we could absolutely do
It
that.
makes it easier, or I
Yes.
can supply the material, yeah.
Yeah.
Become a patron of the arts.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Patron of the arts. Yeah, that.
Right on that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because the goal is maybe it'll grow and you guys will have that support to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was even thinking to continue on like Suzanne's points for having signage. You do have to haul in a lot, you know, and such, so I was thinking, yes, that the big signs are really great, but you also can get, I just ordered one for my work. Some of the longer, narrow pop-up signs that you can just go shoop and put them in, and they're
Yes.
still 36 inches wide by, 6 feet, but I found some for $79. And that's with the bag, that's with everything done, so even if we had a donor that was like, yes, we can get that, we could do one that highlights all that we do. You know what I mean? And that they can have the large QR code, so that's easy to put up, and then we can even have it at the art show, like just different ways that we can keep
Yes.
it going around, so. Just as a note, we can put that on there as well.
Yeah, okay.
And it
So
can be
we'll have-
used every year if it didn't have a year on it. So it's something that's reusable and not just for the, assuming the QR code doesn't change. But
Yeah. We can figure out that. That should be great. So then if we're looking at the programming, I know we've talked about, since we're gonna pause on like locking in the budget, we also have Fall into Art and the October art show and reception. Maybe we can just confirm, do we know, Kristen, if we've got the rooms? Are we set there? Okay.
Yes, and I'm sorry that I, had those dates wrong. I don't know what calendar I was looking on.
No, that's okay.
Because I double checked it and I'm thinking, dang it. I never get the dates right.
Okay.
So
Yes, I have.
where did I put that? Yes, you have the rooms and I.
Wonderful.
And
And-
dates with you.
So let's see, and it was the first Saturday of October, so October 3rd. That's what I have down, but,
That's what your email said, Dr. the show.
okay.
And then, yeah.
And I can look up.
Reserved. Where was the email? She took care of us.
Brilliant, thank you. And then the holiday bazaar and craft table, I think we know we got the thumbs up, okay.
That's
Yay.
exciting, we love that.
Oh, and it's so great.
It is
It
so
truly
great, yeah.
It's wonderful, it's so much fun to
Yeah,
get
you mean,
through.
it's fun all that you guys do.
Yes,
So back to the dates.
Yes.
Do you want the first or the second to set up? And Christine's not here, so.
what did she say? Let's see, what did I write? Okay, I had, on my note, I have ACC drop off on October 1st. And then October 2nd, I have hanging.
No.
You get one day.
At the same time.
Okay, thank you. So I'm
I
guessing
think it's
the first.
I mean, let's tell us the first and.
Okay.
Okay. Change it. That's
So
the number.
drop off and,
Yep, we can do that. Okay, so drop off and hang on the first. Okay.
and then the 31st for pickup is not a problem, even though it's Halloween.
Oh, we did talk about that.
That's a Saturday.
Mhm. I'd rather it, oh, I'm gonna be gone. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be out of the country. I was like, oh, I can be here. I'm like, oh, no, I can't. So I'm gonna lean to you all. What works for you? I'm so
Well,
sorry.
I'll give you some feedback for the library.
Yes, please.
Friday,
Mhm.
if you had the room, you'd have it from 10 until 6.
Okay.
On Saturday, we close at 4.
Oh. Okay. Is anybody available to be here of you all? Or can we put tentative? No, on Friday.
Oh,
Would be Friday.
The 30th
Mhm.
then.
I think that would be smart.
For a couple hours, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not, it's my husband's birthday. So that doesn't work.
And I think if you tighten up your hours, I think it's, you know,
Okay.
they need to come when you
Yeah.
ask them to come
Yeah.
and pick it up and not leave it here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I say we say like 10
Yeah.
to 2 or. Yeah, and my only, obviously some artists have jobs that are not doing art.
Right.
Yeah.
On Friday during the day. That's
hard
true.
thing, which I know we got a couple of folks last time who were like, I'm 40, and I don't live in Westland.
Yeah.
So you think Saturday would be better?
I think it's better. I think it's more accommodating, but I don't know if that.
I mean, if we did if you're available, if we did it in the morning-esque, you know what I mean, the 10 to 2, then people can still get dressed up and go do their Halloween. Well, yeah, because, I know downtown Willamette does their thing.
Yeah.
Don't they do it 4 to 6? Is that right?
I think it's either 4 to 6 or 3 to 6.
Okay, okay, but so if we can do a 10 to 2, maybe that would be.
Yeah, it's 10 to 2, yeah, this is a total.
Saturday. And if somebody wants to come before that, they certainly can pick up theirs. but-
And they did,
Yeah.
like some of them, I came in and I'm like, so I think it was really good from last year, getting the cell phone numbers. Because I was actually able to call people when they were not showing up and say, hey, friends.
Yeah.
And, you know, what we can do too, we could actually tighten it up and ask them if they want to, if they're planning on picking it up early, they could text us. We can put a number in there that say, please just text us and let us know you're getting it early, because we normally have them sign out. Or we can leave a sign out or we can leave a sign out sheet as well over there, just so we're covering all of our bases. And not have any art going MIA.
I mean, and it's part of their agreement is that.
It
they
is.
Pick it up in this window, and obviously
Right.
they have, right?
Yeah.
They are supposed to know.
Yeah, but you know, we have some steps that we can keep ourselves safe too.
And there was one more bookkeeping thing with that particular program. Would you be flexible in moving the time up so that you're done when the library closes on Saturday? It's normally from 3 to 5,
Oh, the
the
show,
reception, yeah. Would you
Yeah.
forward?
okay, that's totally fine. But
Two
to me,
four, Yeah.
I think that's great, yeah.
I don't think that.
I don't have a problem, okay. Suzanne,
Or we can-
Sheridan, what do you all think?
Oh,
2
it's
to
fine.
4?
Yep,
Perfect.
it's all good.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for bringing that up, that's
Mhm.
great.
I'm not getting everything. Whatever you guys decide is fine with me.
Thank you. We'll make sure it's, so we've signed you up for everything? No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, and then we've got our holiday bazaar, we've got the room there. We'll double back next month and do the budget and really lock that in. So now we're moving on to, if there's any other comments, you all feel good about that? Okay. We'll move on to the art installation projects. So we've got a Willamette Art Corridor update for you all. And go ahead.
Nothing, I just said yay. Sorry.
I love it. And I will
Put
email
myself
it.
on mute.
Have printouts of, we put together some of the logo comps that we're deciding on for the Willamette Art Corridor. So we brought a few for you to look at. I can email them out to the group afterwards. I apologize. I just printed them before I came. But Julie, would you like to share a little bit?
Do you want me to, I'll just give a recap on the whole project,
Please,
and then maybe
please.
we'll go into the logo.
Love it.
Concepts.
Love it.
I was just gonna read I kind of created some minutes from our last call with the group, that Shatrine, Megan and I were on with, our Lake Oswego, Oregon City and Clackamas County counterparts. So I'm just gonna read you kind of my recap notes. We just confirmed that the phase 1 art installation locations are mostly identified. Lake Oswego, Nicole from Lake Oswego confirmed that Lotus Tower, located along Highway 43 near the Merrillhurst campus, has been identified and approved by the Arts Council of Lake Oswego to be the first piece of artwork included in the Willamette Art Corridor project on the Lake Oswego side. Oregon City, Amy updated the group that she's working on getting the OC Arts and Culture Commission and City Council to approve the first piece of OC artwork anticipated to be near the OC Westland Bridge. So those are kind of the two anchors. We've got Lake Oswego, Oregon City, right at the Westland borders. And then we updated the group that the Westland Arts and Culture Commission last month decided to start with one location instead of the originally planned 2 locations directly on Highway 43 and located midway between Lake Oswego and Oregon City. The location is at Hamley Park. So we submitted the update to Westland City Council, to Councilor Garner last month. And so would love an update from you. Was that presented, and is City Council on board?
No, I don't think it was, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. We're still in the process of, next week, when is your next city council meeting? Is it
Probably next Tuesday. I think.
Tuesday? Okay, that's perfect, because the other update is that Shatrina and I will be going to the Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting next Thursday, so maybe we could know before then if city council's feeling good about that, and we were going to go and
Again, what location?
that Hamley Park. And I emailed you the proposal, overview, so you should be able to just give it to everybody, give it to council, just as an update, and just let us know if there's any questions or concerns, after your Tuesday meeting, and then we'll present it to the Parks and Rec Advisory Board next Thursday. And then we're trying to get on the schedule for the Bolton Neighborhood Association, so, yeah, we'll work on that.
Yes.
So those are kind of the next steps there. And then once those three things have happened, we will start the process probably next month of creating a call for art. So then we'll really kind of start formulating an idea of what we want to do for that installation. Then I just wanted to bring up, I'll leave the branding thing till the end.
Yeah.
But we did have a conversation about program funding ideas. Diane from Clackamas County Arts Alliance announced that she's considering a few county state sources of funding that we could potentially apply for to cover costs not associated with the art creation, installation, and maintenance. Those would come from each of the respective cities' art budgets. These additional project costs would cover the overarching project initiative expenses benefiting all three cities. Website development, signage production, PR, that sort of thing. So we're gonna hold off on applying for any funding, but we're just starting to think about that so that we have those costs, tracked and we'll be ready to kind of find some funding for that. So, and then the last thing before I turn it over to Shatrina is we talked about the structure of the group. This is not my area of expertise, but I'm learning a lot. So we discussed the ideal group structure, short-term versus long-term, to operate and manage this project. So short-term, we talked about partnering with Clackamas County Arts Alliance to manage the fiscal sponsorship of the early stages of this project. The Willamette Art Corridor operates as a named program with CCAA receiving tax-deductible donations and or applying for grants on the project's behalf. So we would have to create an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. You all know what that is. I learned something new. Which would define roles, decision authority, funding contributions, branding, liability. So that MOU would clearly outline each city's role, since two of the three cities' representatives, Westland and Oregon City, an extension of their respective city councils. And which I know we have to be careful of.
Yeah, no, I think we have a way to figure, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we have to be a little bit, the other organizations are either nonprofits and we're,
Yeah,
so it makes it a little bit trickier, so just be a little careful.
Yeah, we'll keep it very transparent.
I think we get that,
transparent.
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, exactly. So this MOU would be essential when communicating with DMOs, another term I didn't know.
Yes.
Destination marketing organizations, so
Like
papers and that sort of thing. Okay.
Yep, Main Street, all that
To
stuff.
promote cultural tourism, and then long-term, we might consider forming an independent nonprofit if growth warrants. That's way down the road.
Yes.
But we're just to let everybody here know that we're thinking about that and trying to set up the structure so that it's transparent, so we're protected, we're following all the rules and the guidelines, that sort of thing. So, and I think that is all for my update.
Yes.
Can I just jump in with a question really fast, going back to presenting to city council?
Yeah.
Does it help at all for one of us to be there and or present on our behalf, or
Yes.
just be there for questions? Okay.
And also we have, Counselor Brick is actually our current liaison too. I didn't know when that transition was happening, so you're both are welcome to, or when you can flip a coin or figure out who wants to do that.
And I have to say, it may change again because when we talked about this, I didn't realize that the meeting was always going to conflict with planning commission meetings. So,
And then you have something else tonight, don't you?
No.
yes.
Okay, well, look at that may work out all the way around.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
I know, and would the two of you like me to resend that, that flyer with all the information on it, so that you'll have it by next Tuesday's meeting. And then
Yes.
we can-
But then it sounds like we should also have a representative attend.
If
Yeah,
they,
the more details you can provide.
yes,
Yes.
okay, maybe somebody will be there. I can't be there, but if somebody else is able to go just to answer questions, that would be.
So
Right.
just so you guys,
Yeah.
tell me if I'm getting this right, help me with this, but there could be two ways. If somebody's gonna attend, it's almost better if you come up and do a public comment
Yeah.
or on the behalf,
Mhm.
or if you wanna mention it, and which is cool that you are, or that, then figure out the purpose of somebody coming up and
Yes.
being there to, because otherwise.
Well, I guess that's just what I'm
Like,
asking.
yeah,
Like,
so
the most efficient.
Yeah,
method.
yeah.
So, so
sometimes
it,
there's
it could
time-
go,
Go ahead,
it
Carol.
could go either way. It could be public comment and then, Counselor Groner and I can kind of step in and also talk about it. Or we could bring it up in, counselor reports and then ask whoever's in the audience to come up so that they can have, answer questions.
First.
The second one sounds a little more timely and
Okay.
organized.
Okay.
Yeah. that
Yes.
sounds good.
Great, thank you guys.
Good,
Just wanted
yeah.
to clarify that.
Right, I will resend that to both you and Councilor Burke, right then, so you have that.
Perfect.
And that's all. I'm gonna turn it over to Shatrina then for the fun stuff.
So, I don't think, it's not gonna pick up, but, the core name of this is the Willamette Art Corridor. And we had sent out some comps last time, and then there are a few tweaks. So I printed out some, I don't think, Sharon, did you get one? Okay, great. So these are some, and I know, sorry, y'all, I was like, we can't zoom and I don't know how to bring it to you to see. But, we've got 4 different comps that we're looking at, and I think we're just, bringing it to the table so you can see what the consensus was and where we're leading to. I'd absolutely love some impact or some, input from you all, and then we'll take this back to the corridor group and let them finalize it, but I'd love, your thoughts and input on do you think that's good, Julie? Anything else that we're missing?
I think
Okay.
that's right. This is based on feedback that we.
Yeah, yes, so this is the second phase, for different coloring and some different, ones that they liked and wanted to see some more exploration on.
Could you hold that up again and then I can just maybe enlarge my screen so I can
Yeah.
see? You don't have to do anything. You just have to hold it up and then I'll take a
But you know what,
picture.
let me see if I can email it real quick.
No,
Oh, okay. I didn't
I was
want you
like,
to have to. I
Like,
was just
how come-
thinking I could I could snap it and then enlarge it, but okay.
Yes, okay, so I'll send it from our, Gmail. So let's see. Suzanne.
Well, just doing that, what was the thinking in number 1 of duplicating? Looks like we
Oh.
have 2 versions.
Thank you, Julie.
Yes, so, and we'll show you all in a minute, you wanted to tell them about the water, like one had requested, they thought, oh, remove the water from one side, so I gave them both that option there to see what they.
So it's really 2 different options.
Yes, two versions of one song. Yeah. And you can't really see, but there is a variation of blues.
Yeah.
The printer just didn't work very well, so.
Do you want to use the screen and put your things up there?
Oh, I could. I was gonna, I don't know, do you have a note, if you know Carol's, Counselor Brett's email, I can just email that out. I just don't have it.
If you send it to the group, if you send it, I can even forward it too.
Or you could even, can you?
See right there.
I don't have the way to connect.
That's going back, or what's the .org.
She could probably tell us.
See bright.
Oh,
She could probably tell us.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were wanting to put it on take my screen and put it on here. I don't have the.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it is my first initial last name at westlandoregon.gov.
perfect, thank you.
Yeah, I figured I could get the email, but I couldn't.
Oh,
figure out how to
yay.
get there.
It liked it, so it's coming in, so I was like, yay. Okay, so we'll do. 1 minute. Feel free to comment, sorry you all are waiting.
I would love, can I share my feedback?
Yes.
I really love pump 1, the first version of it. But I also really like the simplicity on pump 2. Did you guys explore at all the idea of doing a paintbrush instead of a dot on the T in pump 1?
No, but it could be, yes. Love it. I'm making little notes / drawings for myself. Thank you.
Yeah, I like 4. I feel like the
at the bottom of A makes it a little harder to read, like,
Mm,
so.
I like
yeah,
4
I-
too.
Brushes limiting, right, hard, and
Yeah.
so.
I like
But
4 with the brushes, and the,
Yeah, I kind of go word, or the, what is that? Just because it's open to,
Be different, I like three.
I love it, thank you.
I think I agree with both of you, 1 and 4, because I do like some sort of reference to the river, the water.
mhm.
And I agree, I mean, it would be fun to see, I like the paintbrush better than the pencil. And I do like her idea of seeing what that looks like with the paintbrush, on this number 1
Mhm.
instead of the dot.
Mhm.
But yeah, and I think between these two, I like it with just the bottom on the bottom.
yeah.
Just feels a little simpler.
Yeah, I think I like the reddish orange versus the orange, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, they're very close, but you're right. The ones on the one, and I did send it, I'm hoping the email came through
Yeah.
for both y'all online.
Just got it.
On the left, that has more orange to it. On the right, it's a deeper, like a burnt orange. So it's very rich.
Yeah.
I was also trying to think, we were thinking, because this will go all along 43. So we want to make sure they wanted a pop of color, you know, because at first we were like, oh, we could go blue and greens because, you know, we've got trees, we've got water, but I mean, art stands out.
Yeah.
And so these colors will, if they're next to green, if they're next to gray, if they're next to those palettes, it's still gonna pop. And we can do some inverting, so you can also, like, if we like this blue, that blue can be the background to where the art becomes white, and then you've got the red pop, you know what I mean? So we've got a lot of variations that could help it stand out and really tell the story along 43.
Yeah.
And so, whatever we, you know, we'll make sure that we have a whole, branding kit to make sure it goes and it's done well. So it represents the 3 communities and really connects. Did it come through okay?
Oh, yeah, I did. I was just say, Counselor Frick is already in here and
Yeah.
the email, in the commission already.
She
was.
was, oh, sorry, we got switched.
No, it's perfect. It's good.
Okay, great.
I was just checking.
Yay. That is great feedback. I wanted to make sure if Councilman Breck, or Councilperson Breck, sorry. If you saw it, or Suzanne, do you all have any comments if you can
Yep.
see it yet?
I saw it and I I agreed. I like number 4. And I like the
Perfect.
idea that the colors can be, I'm thinking that the orange is, I'm not seeing it quite the same way you guys are at the moment, but when you're describing it, that sounded good. And the continuity, yeah, I like the number 4 one. I like the
Okay,
river
great.
thing.
My
And the
feelings
grass.
on what 4 is that it is gonna be harder to reproduce. right?
Yeah.
On number 4.
Yeah.
Because it has more, yeah.
Because it's got that gradation.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that can be an extra layer, like if we end
But
up,
then it just becomes comp 2.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of.
well, and I think you can do it. And I think that's where having some flexibility, we could do it on both because you've got comp 2, but then you can add in the blue for variety and put in different things. You know what I mean? If we need to have
I
trees.
just feel like when it's only comp 2, it's a little too simple.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
missing something, it's missing the
The water
movement
connections. Yeah.
and the water and, yeah.
For the 2 words, Willamette and Corridor, I think the font could be a little larger. It's gonna be hard to read from the car.
And that was one thing we switched the font. So trying to find one that, it was a little bit large, but it was not one that they loved, larger. So I will try and find a medium, a middle ground.
Yeah, I actually wanted to say within the boundary of the.
Yeah.
letter.
Yeah, these are great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate it.
I love the orange. I'll say, I like the kind of that burnt orange color.
Yeah.
I feel like that really pops. There's something different, unique.
Well, and it'll work really well with our community and kind of where we're at. It'll really stand out and not in a poor way. And it'll be strong and complement. Yeah. So, So wonderful. Thank you so much. We'll make some final notes on that and share those with everyone.
And also, I feel like it kind of stands alone. It doesn't really lean into one of the three cities. You know, the three
Yes.
cities each kind of
That's
has
the
their
key,
own look.
yeah, yeah.
This is kind of like its own thing, because
Yes.
it represents all three,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, and that does, did I bring it? That does remind me, I want to tie in, we were trying to come up with a tagline that connects, that does connect them. So, you know, like, let's say this is out there, people are gonna be, wait, what's the Willamette Art Corridor? And so we were talking about, you know, how art connects, connecting communities in Lake Oswego, Westland, and Oregon City. So we're gonna build that out, so we will have a tagline that always goes with it, and it'll be brought up with that. So once we finalize this, we'll work on that just tagline that all of us can know, we can see, and it'll be, hopefully we can build up the marketing and repetition, so people understand that, like, oh, it's connecting all three. Because it does stand alone, but yet again, we wanna make sure that people know we're coming together as this, group, creating this magic, so, you know, we'll make sure we connect everybody.
We hear a lot of the idea of like tri-counties, but this is like the tri-city.
Yes, exactly. I know, it's very cool. All right, so,
Smoothly.
I love it. Okay, were you gonna say something?
I just giggled and laughed.
I know. All right, so I think that'll wrap up our Willamette Corridor update, do you think, Julie? And I know your time, you're gonna get close.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay, great. And then now we've got the city website updates. Sheridan.
So not a ton to update right now, and I was hoping maybe Megan can explain just the update between the page that does exist and kind of the rationale behind that and what the vision next is.
So the interesting part, thank you for all the work that you did on it. Wow, because it was a lot. So it came to our knowledge that there was two websites essentially that were the same. So you would click onto the arts and culture, or the CAG website, and it had the information.
Mhm.
And then you would click on it and it would take you to the exact same, it
Yes.
would just take you that information to another page, and they weren't getting updated together.
Yeah.
Yep, that was part of the update.
Okay.
So we are working on that right now. The page got moved over to Parks and Rec. We don't know what's gonna happen there. I think we're ultimately trying to get to one page, not to have to expand.
That's amazing. I
Right?
love it.
So the part that I really could use, Sheridan's work on this, she started on, was that the part of like art around the city. That page is the stuff that we can
Yeah.
really update
I
it to
think
be.
that one just clicks to that table that already
Yeah,
exists.
that needs to be, so ultimately, my thought is it needs to be its own page within the city website. You know, you can have it connect from the CAG website to it, but how do people find it in the rest of the world? That was
If they're
the-
just looking for art. in West
Yeah,
End.
yeah, you could do Google
Yeah.
to search it, but where does it sit on the website? So that was what I was still trying to figure out. I think when we get to the new website, whenever that happens, it should have its own page and its own little click, you know, like. But right now, they can't do that, but I want to make sure the material on that art around the city is correct. It's got the correct links, it's got the right pictures, that we can update in the format it is in currently. It's not pretty, I know,
Yeah, it's there.
but it's there.
Yeah, and I think
Yes.
everything is accurate,
Yeah.
right, based on the last meeting, correct?
I was saying-
And that's
Well,
I was told there was links that weren't working, so that was
Yeah.
that's what
I clicked through everything and I think everything works. I think whatever didn't work was removed. Is what I think.
So right now, when I click on the link from Google, it gives me a 404 error.
Oh, that's to the Westland Art and Culture page. You can Google search it. And that's what I was.
So that's what we'll need to do.
That's what Megan is working out.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
trying to.
because that old page was taken down, right?
Well, it got moved, so what
Are
they
you
did,
able to pull it up on?
we don't
in
have a
the
connection for the.
I think I can.
Oh, you can? Okay. Oh, yeah, forget that's so confusing.
City webpage, yeah, and then under community.
Oh, you have to go to the
Software.
If you go to the city, if you just click on it,
It's like, wow, you do it.
Because I'm not seeing what you're saying.
I'm like, look at the logo.
That just is,
Yeah.
you're going to SharePoint,
Gotcha.
I would just type it
yeah,
in.
go for it, sorry. That's okay.
When I've spent many an hour trying to.
Okay. That's our prime page.
Does it look different for employees than
Yeah.
for the general public?
Oh,
Sure.
that, no, SharePoint was different. SharePoint's our internal server and our
Yeah.
internal webpage, yeah.
Okay, now I can't get this.
I need to.
Come on.
Stop. No, there it is.
Yes.
There we go.
And then you'll have to share.
Just go on the city homepage and then click on community and the community action groups under city council to the left. Left.
I see
Yeah,
that.
city council.
And then community
Yes.
advisory.
Groups, yeah. And then if you scroll down and click on Arts and Culture Commission there in the middle.
So in the middle section? Right there.
Yeah. So this is the new page that Megan is working on.
IT, they just moved it, actually, it got moved over to the Parks and Recreation.
Oh,
site.
I see, yeah, the community.
Yes,
Okay.
and so I don't know if that's where it's supposed to sit, but they switched it over here, and then this, if you scroll down, that was updated to what it is.
Right, which isn't what we had talked about. So there was still more in that email that we were hoping to have on this page.
Yes, and I know, I haven't done that yet,
Yeah.
because this was a stagnant page, that was supposed to be what I was mentioning, is that is a format that's supposed to be on the CAG page, and we did not know there was a secondary page, so they just went ahead and made it this, and then now we can update that.
Okay,
I haven't had a chance to get back into it. I didn't have ownership of the page until just recently.
okay, but now being here, you can be the magic updater.
Yes, I will be, but I have to figure out what the standard protocol, yes.
I think we both have.
Do you know what I
access.
mean?
Yeah, I think we both have access to it now, yeah. And there's, yeah, we'll need Kathy's help.
And the best thing for for me to do is if you type out what it is and we can copy and paste it, for me to go back through and try to figure out, I'm trying to figure out, it's really hard to do. I was struggling to follow the mapping that you did. I'm so sorry. And so I said, anything that you can, like, I've copied and put this in a Word document and I can then, one of us can take it and plop it in. It's
Okay,
super
so
helpful.
like essentially format it for you.
Yeah, well, write the
Okay.
words, yeah, it's super awesome.
Have it working on our.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
but I'm gonna start with what you sent over, we can look through that, I didn't realize.
Megan, I can reformat it for you.
Okay.
It's fine. It'll be quick. No problem.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
You
and
share it.
Yeah.
We can get the links that link to the actual, and we can put that whole other link, we could put all of that on this page.
Yeah, that was my intention. That was my intention.
I'm totally there now,
Yeah.
I caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying too, and I will do it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and that's why it's easy, if you just copy it and put it into Word doc, you can make those changes, it's so nice and easy.
Gotcha. Okay. Of course.
So, all the art.
Context view of like, it'll have a link to the show and the
Opportunity.
opportunity, like everything will be on here. And
Yeah.
then to the spreadsheet, which is
Yeah.
so exciting because we never.
Which
And
means
yeah.
it's right?
And when we get our new
Website.
website,
Yeah.
we have something that they're gonna be able to move over, and
Yeah.
whether,
Right.
what that looks like, we don't know.
Yeah.
But
But
in
it-
theory.
But at least we'll be starting
Yeah.
with something good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that makes sense, because I was like, wait a minute, what is the purpose of this? There's two of the
Yeah.
same, and there's nothing on here, and then I couldn't get to the art page easily, I didn't know how to even find it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Thank you for working on this, I
I
really appreciate it.
It's like a mystery.
Yeah.
In there and solving the
Which
puzzle.
would be so rewarding at the end, like.
No, that's great. And I was gonna say just for succinctness, if you will, and moving forward for the whole commission, if we build a folder on our Google Drive, we can have the document that we can copy and update, but then we can also keep, if we have our like PDFs that folks fill out for projects to sign up and different, we can have all that live on our Google thing and connect it to the site. So then when they click it, it just opens up a PDF. We've got it all right there. We can make it very seamless. So it's not extra steps,
Not clunky.
not clunky, and we know where things are going.
Right.
You know what I mean? You've got easy, we can then share very succinct links with you and then like it also. Yep, yeah, Google Forms, like, so if we have anybody that's submitting to be in the art, we're gonna use Google Forms this time,
Sure.
and so we can share.
I think we talked before. Anyway, I just wanted to make
We're
sure,
going to-
like, the public can click into the.
Nope, this is our private account. Yeah, no, it'll just be if they wanna sign up. we'll keep it very succinct, and then we'll also.
And I will say also, just, I love the job forms.
Oh, me too. Yeah. Me too. It costs money. That's the number.
I mean, there's a basic version. We don't have five.
That's true.
Forms. Like you can make 5 forms.
Oh, that's, okay.
Anyway, I love it.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
No, I'm all in. It's amazing. It'll kind of a game
To myself on that.
It's
Yeah.
not like if then questions, which Google Forms won't let you do. Like if you answer yes to this
Yes.
question, then it takes
Yeah.
us to a different question or anyway.
No, it's
like.
wonderful.
It's amazing, exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I use job forms.
Please.
That's my word.
Yeah, maybe for a not for non, but you know, like for government, might be able to get a good maybe, so, okay.
Maybe, yeah, I just interested in surgery.
Okay.
Medical engineers,
Yeah.
they know.
Right there. Well done.
Other last workshop, either maybe just a general photo of the reception, like maybe some specific art or an artist that we would want.
Such a thing, Charity took a bunch of pictures.
Yes, Carrie had some, and we could see if we can upload them to the Google Class.
So I'll contact her
Yeah.
about that, and then, I think that was everything for right now.
Yeah, and we did take some, and I always work here, we'll take some photos of the holiday crafts that the kids, they're so cute. But we'll make sure that we don't have their face in them, but we can upload them just for you to look over, and if you want to crop.
Yeah.
You could do it. So
That'd
cute.
be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
That's the wall.
Yes, so we can add folders, I like that.
Great, okay.
Christine had quite a few pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and yeah.
And now,
She showed them to us, so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And now that we've got, Charity,
doing
doing
the,
the
yeah,
social media, which
Yes.
is great.
yes, the little recap.
We could do more social posts with,
Didn't even-
outtakes from the events. these
That's
events
true.
That we do.
Yes,
is there a standard release form for the city guys? So there must be.
There is, yes, especially for, we have it for Parks and Recreation, so
Okay.
that's another way that you could,
Just to make sure. and
Yep, love it.
Posting.
Mhm.
sometimes we've had events where we post a sign as you walk into the event.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I was thinking,
No,
I'm
I,
on the website now going, why did that page, I got all distracted, but yes, correct.
no, that's great. I
Yeah.
love that.
So you know if you're walking in that you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's, yes. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, this is exciting. Thank you all for your work. I'm like, fun things to look ahead. Do we have any board comments, or do you have anything you need to share with us, Ms. Jody?
No, there's nothing new.
Nothing new?
We have the usual events coming up, so,
Okay.
we have St. Patty's Day coming up here soon and Wine Walk.
Yeah.
We are gonna be doing the chalk art again this year.
Okay.
This summer. So when it gets closer to the time, I'll let you know, because it would be fun if we could have you guys somehow or another involved or, publicize it. Because I think last year we had some really good artwork. I don't know if you all went, but it was fun.
I don't think I went last year, but has it been 2 years now?
But we've done it 2 years.
Yeah.
Last year, we had a lot more participation than we did. First year, we'd like to see it continue to expand. So hopefully we can get you guys engaged. And the group still, this is disappointed that you're not gonna be at any of our events this year. But,
Sorry.
if you change your minds, we're open for it.
Thank you.
When is the wine?
The coming up wine walk is in April. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see the date. Wait, next time. We do two, one, in spring.
Spring, fall, yeah. For the chopper, you said summertime? Okay, perfect. I just want to make a note for us so we can get it. Actually, we'll add it to our little list there.
Yeah, I can find a date for you, so.
Perfect, thank you.
Maybe on our website.
I can even look over picture of you if I have it.
I have a question just in general for the group.
Mhm.
I'm sure quite how to answer. Anyway, I have a friend who has been a patron of the arts.
Mhm.
And she was asking me sort of what we're up to, and her and her husband might want to donate some art, and I was not sure what to do with that. She's
Like existing art?
I think, well, so she sponsored a couple things at Trillium. And she definitely likes to support artists.
Mhm.
And apparently, yeah, anyway, there was a conversation that was just like, yeah, we're thinking about whether we can donate something to the city, and I was like, I don't know.
Oh, interesting. So to be hung, kind of like the existing art here.
I mean, whether it's hung, whether it's a mural, I was like, we're working on a mural policy, so if that's.
Yeah. Like old?
I didn't even think if they want to donate one of our pieces or mural or something like that, that would.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, I was like, should I tell her to come to the meeting? Should I tell her to go to city council? What do I tell her to where to put this energy?
Yeah, I like it would come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Start here.
Yeah, yeah, to come here first and talk about that. That's one thing we don't really have like a set thing in place. If it's like interior art, is it permanent? Is it rotating? Where is the store? Those are all things to talk, figure out, right?
Yeah.
You know, so that, I would think it would bring it here first and then.
Yeah, and I guess clarify whether she has like art in her collection that she wants to give to the city or whether she wants to donate money and be part of one of our projects.
Yeah, I feel like she is a commissioner of work, so it would be something that would be created specifically for a space, but
I think.
also, don't know, it's a very, it was a book, like, question.
And that will give you some context.
I remember when I was logging our existing art for the website, this was probably 2 years ago, and Kathy Molesky gave me a tour of
Oh, yes.
City Hall, and all of the art that's in there, a lot of it was donated just by artists that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering about space. That's what I was like, where if it comes in, do we start rotate? Like those are the things,
Yeah.
and who does that?
Right.
How and where?
Yes.
Yeah.
But Kathy has great stories about, she's like, oh, this was donated by this artist, who did this, and, so a lot of it has been donated over the years, we just haven't experienced it.
No, it was earlier.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try to get some information on how the city handled those donations, and, that way we have some answers.
Amazing.
Yeah, I guess you could also say, I'm donating it for 2 years.
Mhm. Yes,
Exactly.
okay. Thank you.
We're gonna, the chalk walk was September 12th.
At 9 AM. Yes. So now I put it as tentative on our calendar in here, just so we can talk about it, like especially if, I believe if Suzanne's on here, I believe, did we do something? We
Here.
highlighted it at the concerts?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The chalk art, do you remember? I remember
Yeah.
one
We
of the,
we advertised it. I think it was a sign and we advertised the chalk art. And we, yeah. With, I mean, pointed to it. We advertised it.
yes, okay, perfect. That's what I was trying to remember. So I put support in some way. So I have it on I have it, just on our calendar, so we can go back to that and make sure we follow up. Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. Good for the date.
Any more notes or comments from the board?
See that you're all the only one on, Suzanne. I was gonna say, or anyone online?
I'm here. I'm still here.
Do we have any updates on the sculpture in the park, the limestone?
Could you speed that up anymore? Because I was waiting for my turn to say I have an update.
Yes, I know you did.
Oh, you totally did. And I have, the only reason why we have this is Suzanne had given me a contact of an artist who would be able to come and do the repairs. And you received the quote today at 5:01.
Yes.
Ben Dye, who is a local artist, went and took a look at it. He's given me an estimate of just under $4,000 to do the repair. The one question I would have, obviously we have the $500 donation we pulled out from our repair percentage that we have. The question is, I know historically it wanted to be Doug fir because of what the Doug was used, but would we be okay going with cedar for
For longevity?
longevity?
I would think so. I can
Yes.
check with the advocates. and-
Yeah, it would be good to know. I think just long term, because otherwise we'll have to do the same dollar amount or more when those rot out again.
Yeah.
I mean, the cedar's gonna do the same, but it's gonna last a lot longer, and so we would be replacing that more frequently.
Let me check with the advocates.
Okay.
And
We had our meeting last week, but I can just send out an email to folks.
If you don't mind, that'd be great. I think, and also just to be able to explain that, I think long term, we wouldn't necessarily have the funding to continue to do Doug fir at this point, but cedar is a better option. So just a thought, but I wanna harness the historical portion of it too.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
We'll lose our certificate of authenticity.
Exactly.
and I didn't know if do we have signage for it? Do we have any signs that explain?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple signs.
Okay, and I don't know how they are. I know I have some sign people that have been able to come and update things very inexpensively, but it could say originally created with Doug Fir,
Mhm.
but for longevity
I
and,
think the sign does say something like symbolic of,
oh, wonderful.
not authentic.
I don't think it says what wood it is. I would have to read this
Okay.
myself.
Okay,
But
great.
it would be interesting to add to that story.
You know what I mean? And say
Yeah.
originally Doug Fir, honor that and say this is what it was for, especially with the area. But then say now longevity, you know, we move on and we're gonna try cedar.
Well, and when you look at the cost.
Yes.
For the 3 pieces of Doug fir, he's still way down the lengths, but they're relatively close. That is $250 out of that 4,000.
Wow.
So that's because it has to be cut apart, it has to be welded and bolted back together, so that's why I
It was
was,
a big deal.
so I
Yes.
feel like we don't really have an option to go, but I wanna make sure we honor the donation that we received
I'll
for
get
it.
back to you on
You're
that.
super great, thank you. But yeah, just put that in context, the wood is the cheap part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheap part, yes.
Yeah, but Suzanne, thank you so much. It's
Oh,
the
you're-
first time I've kind of reached out to a board, like, I need help with somebody, and thank you. This was huge, because I did not know where to start, so you
Well,
guys, just from the website and from like even the policy, I've been really grateful. Thank you.
Ben is,
Inventory, I don't want to say just public art, but publicly viewable art,
Yes.
the sculptures.
Yeah.
That's the list online. We can send that list, yeah.
That's originally.
Yeah, it's amazing how much we have.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
And that's not even everything. It's not like everything that's at City Hall,
No,
right? And it's
No.
not truly.
right?
But it's.
I wanted to say that Ben, he's, just so everyone's aware, he's on the, Arts Alliance board and he was a brand new member. And, he is quite an artist and has done a lot of, public art. And so he just mentioned there that, oh, he's interested in restoration work. And then it kind of like it was weird. It all just fit together. I'm like, oh, wait a second. So
Love it.
he's a great artist and he's currently working on something with, I think it's at the airport, with a Native American, artist, a very famous one. I've just lost her name, but, she's pretty famous in the Northwest. And so he's working on something there. So he's a really great guy. Was very, um, I think it was neat that he said he wanted to do this. I was like, wow.
That's amazing. Thank you for that connection, Suzanne.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that.
And I'm happy to share this quote with just so you guys can see that and also to have it in record too.
Yeah,
We'll have it.
we can put it in the-
Yeah.
We can put it in
there.
there, yeah. Good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that'd be great. Google Doc. All right, perfect. Julie said goodbye to y'all. She had to head out. But I think, and we've got the link, so we could send you, Councilor Groner, we could send that link to you. Would you like to see that with all the art? Or have you seen it before?
I can find it.
Okay, I know, I'm like, with our updates on the page, it might take you a minute, but we could always send that to you. Sheridan, just speaking to, that was us building, I think, the list 2 years ago.
Oh, no, we started at 7 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, so I was like, sorry, I
Well,
believe.
we have map pins and it was supposed to take you, like, you're supposed to be able to navigate through.
Yeah,
Everything's a work in progress.
And
We
in the
have
future,
a
we'll be
website.
Yeah, it got too complicated.
Yeah.
That's how we just.
Yeah.
Let's do a spreadsheet, let's at least write something down.
And
We gotta
that's
start
yeah.
somewhere.
And then, on our bookmarks that we hand out, it links to that as well. So, I was like, go adventuring, my friends. Here, read a book and go adventuring. All righty, well, I think that, if anybody else has any comments. All right, we can adjourn. And our next meeting is going to be a regularly scheduled meeting. Will be April 1st, 2026 at 5 p.m.
Auspicious day.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
I will not be fooling. We will be here. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Suzanne.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was like, I'm like, I don't know where to go, and I never really thought about like, who's here? Like, oh.
Perfect.
Perfect, that's why we exist.
I super appreciate